we are going to study system development life cycle. System in the sense software. So to make a software there will be a life cycle. So before knowing these steps, to memorize these steps, I'll tell a real example. So first real example is you are going to stitch a dress. Okay, you're going to stitch a dress. First what you will do to stitch that dress, you are going to find material and materials, button, etc., laces. Likewise you will find first these things. These are the identification of requirements. So like what you if you are going to develop a software, then you will identify, first you will identify what are the things you need to develop a software. So that is the first step. The second one is designing the solution. In then here you take, in real example you take, now the material, button, lace and all okay. Now what you are going to do, you are going to search, for a desired design. Then you will search from internet or from others dress, or somehow you are going to search. Here also designing the solution for these requirements, you are going to design a solution. Okay, then the third is coding of the solution. In real world, for dress, now you took material, okay, then you have got a design, okay, then what you are going to do, you are going to give these things to the tailor to stitch. I don't know whether the spelling is right. Stitch. Okay, you are going to give to stitch. That is coding of the solution here. The fourth one is here testing and debugging. Here the tailor will stitch the dress and he will or she will give to you to check whether the dress is okay to you, fit to you. So you will wear that and you will say the tailor if there is any wrong or any correct, you need corrections, you will tell to the tailor. That's happening here. Here testing and debugging. Here what they will do, they will test the functions and the software whether it's running correctly or wrongly. We'll discuss these things. Okay, then the fifth one is deployment of the system. Here if here in real world you see, if the dress is okay, if you wear and see if the dress is okay, then the tailor will deliver this dress to you. That is the fifth step. The final one is now he has or she has delivered the dress to you. Now you are coming home. If you think you want to place any new button here like this, if you want to insert any buttons newly, then you think and you ask the tailor again to alter. That is the final. This will not happen in this procedure, but I am telling, mostly it won't happen. Sometimes if you need some alterations, you will ask the tailor. That is the sixth step. If not, you will wear. So in this software development life cycle, these procedures will happen. First, the developer will identify what are the things, what are the requirements need to develop this software, and then after getting these requirements, he will design the solution. And then what he will do, if he finished designing, then to this design he will start to code. After coding, he will test whether the functions and the codings are working correctly or not. Then if all the tests are passed, that means if these all coding and functions are okay, then he will deliver to the customer. Then if customer thinks while using that software, if customer thinks he need more options or more requirements, then he can ask from the developer. That is the maintenance of the system. We'll see deeply. So in this identification of requirements, there are mainly 5 types. In which way you can identify the requirements? In these 5 ways you can. First is observations. Observations means, now for example, you think you are the developer, which means you are the software developer. If you want to develop a software for a canteen management, first what you will do, this is the first option. First observe it, which means you are going to visit to the canteen and you are going to see what are the procedures are happening in this canteen. From this observation you can identify what are the requirements that are needed to a canteen management. Then if you see, it's a canteen, what they will do, normally they will order and pay money, then they will take away parcels. Like that it will happen in the canteen. So if a developer go to the canteen and he can identify what are the requirements that are needed to this canteen management software. If not, he can take interview the canteen owner or the customers. From that he can identify what are the requirements he needs. If not, he can create some required questions, 15 or 20 questions he can create by thinking the canteen, and he can create some questions and he can give that questions to canteen manager or the customers, and from their answers he can identify what are the requirements needed to this canteen management software. If not, he can see the document sample collection, which means the canteen owner already will have a book that he will maintain a book. From that books or reports he can get the requirements. If not, the last one is prototyping. Prototyping in the sense, now the canteen owner is coming and telling to the software developer he wants a software. So what the software developer will do is, he will provide a small software, which means in this software only the canteen owner can take orders or something. Likewise, the prototyping means a little temporary software he will provide that one, and from that software the canteen owner will tell, this is not enough, I want these options also, payment options I want, takeaway options I want. So from this small software he can identify the other requirements. So from these five types he can identify the requirements. Next is designing the solution. Designing the solution in the sense, now the software developer has identified what are the requirements he or she need to develop this canteen management software. Now the software developer is going to design. Design means, now here see, we already told the canteen software wants to have order, payment, takeaway functions. Now we have identified the requirements. That means canteen wants order, payment, takeaway options, the canteen management needed. Now we have identified. Now see, now we are going to design the solution. Now if you take WhatsApp, the WhatsApp front page, what we have, chats, status, call, like that we have. So if you want to develop a software, we want to have a front page. We call a front page or a page that is called user interface, where we can see, that is called user interface. So we want the software developer first want to develop how this page should be like. That means where the order option wants to come, payment, like that he wants to develop. So that is the designing the solution, and he wants to identify to design this interface. This means this page what are the software architecture software we want, and what are the hardware system and components we want. Likewise, he wants to identify what are the testing methods we want for this design. Likewise, he wants to, he or she, that means software developer, want to identify. That is the designing the solution. Then the coding of the solution. Now you have designed, here the home page will be appeared like this. Here the content home tab, this is order tab. Likewise, you have designed. Now you are going to make this to a software. For that you have to code. So the next procedure is coding of the solution using a suitable computer language. The developer is going to code. So that is coding of the solution. Next, now testing and debugging. Testing and debugging in the sense, now the developer has developed the software. Now he wants to check whether the developed functions are okay or not. Now here see, for example, you have a option payment. So payment means what? If someone's buy one bun, I'm ordering one bun to this canteen. If I buy, I want to pay. So they are telling the bun price is 5 rupees. If I pay 2 rupees, it is insufficient. Money is not enough to buy. So if this option take 2 rupees okay, then this function, this payment function is wrong. So this software is wrong. So we likewise we have to check the developed functions, this software is correct or not. That is testing and debugging. In this testing we have several types. We'll see what are the types. Here see. In testing there are several types: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing. Okay, unit testing in this sense, now you are going to, you have developed this, no, but firstly you are developing this order function. So in this order function you are going to check this only the order function first. First you have developed this order function and you are checking this first. That is unit testing. Unit by unit you are going to test. Then you will, if the order function, the types of testing, there are 4 types: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing. Unit testing in the sense, now you are going to developing a software. You are developing a software. In that you have developed one function called order. Only you have developed this one. So now you are checking only this function, whether this order function is working correctly or not. That is unit testing. You are going to test unit by unit, one function by one function you are going to test. That is called unit testing. Integration testing in the sense, now you are testing order. If this order function is okay, now you are keeping that aside, and now you are checking the payment function, whether the payment function is working correctly or not. You are checking again. Then okay, payment functions also okay. Now you are checking this both combined. That means you are giving one output, input to this order, one, and you are giving the payment 2 rupees or 3 rupees, like that you are giving the payment. If these two are okay, then the functions are okay. Integration testing in the sense, you are going to test the functions together or combined. That is integration testing. System testing in the sense, you are going to test the whole software system, whether it's working correctly or not. That is system testing. Acceptance testing means this is done by user. These all are done by developer or testing. There will be testing team to do that. But this acceptance testing is done by the user. Okay, Acceptance testing in the sense, a prototype means what? A small function or a trial version is going to deliver to the user, and the developer will tell the user to use this software, and he will ask feedback. That is acceptance testing. Feedback means is it okay, or if you need, whether you need more requirements, like that the user will test that system and he will give feedback. That is acceptance testing. So these are the types of testing. Deployment of the system. Now what this step means, deployment means that developed system is going to install in the user side. So direct in this deployment of the system has 4 types. First one is direct deployment. Direct deployment means, now see, this is, we have developed canteen management now. So if this canteen already has a software, old version software, or if they follow a written format method, if we throw that existing system, that means existing methods, through that, then we are taking this new developed software to the canteen. You understood this one? Direct deployment means what we have developed a canteen management software. Okay, where we are going to deliver that one? We are going to deliver to a canteen. So that canteen will have already a system. If they have a software, that is a old, that will be an old one. If not, they will have a written format system, which means the canteen owner will record everything in a book. So direct deployment means we are going to throw this method, that written method or existing software method, we are going to throw that one, and we are going to use only this new developed software. That is direct deployment. Parallel deployment in the sense, sometimes the canteen owner don't know to operate that one. That means he is new to that software now. So he may be unable to use some functions. At this time, this new software also will be installed in that canteen, and the canteen owner will use that old method also. So they will use both at the same time. If the canteen owner is okay with this new system, he is familiar, he is okay, that means if he is familiarized with this system, he will throw this one and he will use the new one. That is parallel deployment. Pilot deployment means, now you see, this canteen management system is going to use to whole school. That means in our country there will be many schools. So the government is ready to deliver to all school canteens. Before that, what they will do, pilot deployment means, first they will deliver to 1 or 2 schools, and they will check whether this software is okay to that canteen. If they think that is okay to this particular, that means specific 3 or 4 school canteen, then they will install to all countries canteen, all around the country canteen. Cut pilot thirumba solreng. Pilot deployment in the sense, now the government thinks to install this canteen management software to all school in our country, in Sri Lanka, in our country. So before installing to all this school in the Sri Lanka, pilot deployment means, first we are going to install, the software developer is going to install this canteen management software to 3 or 4 school canteens. If they are okay with that canteen software, then they are going, the government will installed to all school in the Sri Lanka. That is pilot deployment. Phase deployment in the sense, this software is installed stage by stage, which means first only order system is going to install, then payment system is going to install, like that, phase by phase, piece by piece. Phase means piece by piece they are going to install the software. So these are the types of deployment of the system. Direct deployment means what? Direct deployment means through the existing software and installing the new developed software. Parallel means what? Parallel means having the old software, old method and using the new one together. That is parallel. And if they are okay with the new software, then throw the old one and using the new one. That is parallel. Pilot means what? Pilot means as a trial using to 2 or 3 canteen, and if that is okay, then using to all school around the Sri Lanka. That is pilot deployment. Phase deployments mean what? Install the software's function by function, order function first, then if it is okay, then installing the payment function. That is phase deployment. These are okay. At last, maintenance system. At last, maintenance of the system. Maintenance of the system means now the developer is installed the software to the canteen. Now the canteen is using this software. Okay. Suppose if that canteen owner needs more options like discount option, like that, if he wants a new requirement, then he will ask to the developer. So this will come under maintenance of the system. If not, if they face any errors or if they are difficult in using any section, and then he will ask to the or report to the software developer. This is also comes under maintenance of the system. If not, if this canteen order needs any new technology related functions, he can ask to the developer. That also comes under maintenance of the system. So these are the steps of the life cycle of software development. We are going to see system development life cycle model. So already we studied system development life cycle. So including these steps, there are some models that are developed. Waterfall model, iterative incremental model, prototyping model, spiral model. In your textbook, they have described only these two models. They have described simply. Waterfall model in the sense, there are some steps like this. You can see in your book these steps. If these steps are in waterfall model, normally waterfall means what? It will fall down from top to bottom like this. The water will fall down. It will never happen. The water won't come in this direction, go in this direction, only it will fall in this direction. So from this, what you can understand, this waterfall model in the sense, only you can perform in this direction. First you have to identify all the requirements clearly, and then only you have to design the solution. So now see, you have completed this step and you are designing. While designing only, you are identifying a new requirement, you need one thing. Then you can't go to this step. That is waterfall model. Iterative incremental model is not like that. It is very easy one. You are going to first iterative incremental model. I am telling an example. Now you are identifying one requirement. That means you are identifying that canteen management needs payment method. Then you are going to design a page for payment. So at this time you are identifying that you need a order design also. At this time you can go to the first step, which means this step, and you can change or you can add anything in iterative incremental model, but in the full model you can't do like that. So that is the main difference between these two. These are you have to memorize these things, and these are the things, these are the main two things in waterfall and iterative incremental model. So thanks for watching this video session. If you want other chapters also, you can comment below. Thank you.